This is Polypod. This is Polypod. Hi guys, welcome back to another video of Polypod. Today we are going to be looking at one of the YouTube community leaders in China. And that is, of course, the Barrett. The Barrett channel is founded by a father and son duo from United Kingdom who is now residing in China and say that they are currently based in Shenzhen. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it does definitely make a lot of sense for them to be resided in the Chinese Silicon Valley. For example, we can look at the content that they produce. If we take a look at their recent content, their main focus, or at least their initial main focus, was about technology. They love drones, they love new factories, they love interviewing the factories, they love going inside the factories, going to see the factory line, as we can see right over here. And they also introduce many of the other technologies, such as industrial technology. For example, this rock crusher. And they do have a very large scene on Huawei, as we can see all around here. They frequently attend many tech exhibitions, and they have also visited the Huawei campus. Some of their other focuses are daily Chinese life, nightlife, and viewing in the cities. One of their most famous series is the Chongqing series, as we can see here. And they do have some very great videos about life in China. But more recently, or rather, they do this not too frequently, but they definitely bring it into their videos sometimes. They have been talking about politics. Now, their politics constantly feature China and the West, sometimes Chinese versus the West, and they constantly team up with some other YouTubers from the YouTube community, the foreign YouTube community in China. Now, some of the more well-known ones include Reportify Media, Guilo60, Jiao Nation, and Cyrus Jansen, who is currently residing in China. Now, these videos are said by many to be pro-China, and some people also worry that they might have special ties with the company Huawei. For example, in all of their videos about Huawei, they seem to be on their side. But the truth is, although they might have been slightly affected through their relationship with Huawei, they present opinions that are moderate. And that is a very important point. When you compare them to some of the other YouTubers out there who are more critical of China, they present points in a very modest way. And their points are usually made in an entertainment way and also more lightly. It's not a serious and very violent or brutal verbal attack on China, and they make their points very modestly, very lightly, as I said before, and that is very important in delivering your point to the community. They have made also a great series about day-to-day updates on the COVID-19 scene. Now, so after we take a look at some of their common content that they make, let's take a look at their vlogging style, which is what we will be reviewing next. So if we pull up one of their more recent videos called Oppression. Now, this seems like one of the more common tactics made by these pro-China YouTubers, where it's almost like an opposite attack, meaning they say what the Chinese bashers want to say. And this is actually a very clever and useful tactic if used properly. Now, they're still using it very modestly. As I mentioned before, all their things and the style that they use is very modest. They are not brutal like the anti-China YouTubers. Now, they obviously often start off their videos with a very great drone shot, as we can see over here. They say that they love DJI drones, and to many, their videos, one of the more critical points about the videos is that it is usually very plain, and that is very true. They make very slow conversations, and it's not too many switching of scenes, and they are not very enthusiastic in character. Although they do have a great British accent that many people adore, that is one of the issues about their video. But many do like this point too. The point that they are very slow so that it's easier to understand their points. Now, thirdly, their videos are very original. So their videos definitely are the videos that are really the real Chinese original vloggers. So when they present their videos, they present it where they are always on scene at their site, especially when they are focusing on an issue, they are at the place of the issue, or they are tying the issue into the place that they are visiting. For example, in their videos on Huawei's flagship store opening, they will talk about how the technology is about Huawei while in there. While some YouTubers on the anti-China side, they usually sit in a studio with a green screen behind them and mention these points while having no true evidence or showing experience that they have been here. They also have many ties with Chinese companies, and Chinese welcome them very deeply, and they very like them a lot. Now, one of the companies that they are affiliated with is iChongqing, which is their kind of tour guide for the Chongqing series, which is definitely a lot more credible than other companies, which is something that they are very good at doing. Now, another point I would like to make is that the two have a very intimate, or rather, a close relationship as father and son. It's very lovable how they talk to each other. They treat each other almost like brothers, which is also given the fact that Lee Barrett looks like he's still in his 30s. But yeah, so now let's take a look at some other points on their videos. Now, another very important point about their videos is that they are up to date with the latest trends. For example, in their recent video, a one-party state is the best system to beat a pandemic. Now, this is actually a very true statement. They made some great points about efficiency, the responsibility distribution between the citizens and the government, the absence of the need to worry about opposing parties and their supporters, such as the liberals versus the conservatives, the Republicans versus their opponents, and too many sides fighting against each other creates a very bad form of violence, and this is often in a cycle. So they can never get stuff done. While in a uh, one party system, it is much faster to get things done, and it is much more efficient. This also helps people experience shorter amounts of pain. With a quote I saw saying, "Shorter pain is obviously better than long time pain." Now, continue with the fact that me saying that they present their facts modestly. This is also another great example of them having a very light, relaxing conversation. Now, this conversation style video is very popular and is one of their most common types of videos where they present their opinions while walking along the beach, walking along the park, walking through a metropolitan city, walking through the mega city. These are the points that are made while it is also adding a lot more color. It is adding a lot more color to their fat points that they're making, especially what's the point that these people behind them are barely needing to wear masks, proving the point that China is winning the pandemic. Now, this is the point that I wanted to make. And the second point that, again, I wanted to say, as I mentioned before, is that they're staying up with the latest trends. Many people are using this fact, the one-party state is the best system to beat a pandemic, and you can still see that saying in a lot of comments and discussions, and they are staying up to date with that. They are reinforcing this fact, and this proves that they are staying up to date with the trends, and they are very creative, and they are always progressive with their videos. But anyways, guys, that was it for today's Polypod presentation episode for YouTube reviews. And this was our first YouTuber review, the Barrett channel. If you guys like this video, or if you guys have anything you guys wanted me to change, or if you guys agree with some of my points or didn't agree, please drop that in the comments. Click the like button, click the subscribe button. I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much. This is Polypod.